Hey, it's Bob Nee from the Cleary Center. How are you? Okay, so here's your instructions for exercise number 2, the values exercise. This is the second step in the Bob's World Complete Life package. And so here we go. So we're talking about values. Values are those things that we value. There's many things that can be valued. And we decide from day to day, from moment to moment, instant to instant, what thing is more important than another thing. We decide at one point in time that my physical health is more important than my leisure time, and so I go to the gym and I exercise. I decide that my physical health is more important than my general joy and happiness, and so I don't eat a donut. I eat chicken and a low point, low calorie, low fat, yet interesting, tasty meal, so I can stay on my diet. Anyways, all right. So the values exercise that I just sent you, the PDF that you just got, has 2 columns. You're going to do the right-hand column first, because the right-hand column is the future, what you want it to be. What you see there is you have 36 things on this list. These are things that can be valued. Now, they may be a little bit vague, but they're just specific enough that you can get an idea what it means and define it. I want you to define these more precisely if you like. Don't just think that everybody thinks the same thing about what advancing my education means or what knowing my purpose means. You define, these are a few words to help you define more specifically what it is that you value and what it is about that you value. For example, on here is my happiness. That could mean a lot of things to a lot of people. I want you to define that a little more specifically, what that really means. To me, my happiness means eating a donut or an ice cream bar every now and then. Okay, so the right-hand column is what I want you to, probably using a pencil, or maybe just doing this electronically so that you can move numbers around. You're going to have the numbers 1 through 36. You're going to place a number next to each one of these items, sort them 1 through 36. The bottom third you'll probably find fall right off because they're really not important to you. The middle third you'll have a problem like placing where it is, and the top 3 or 4 you're going to have a hard time figuring out what's number 1, because on here is spending time with your mate and spending time with children, and you're going to have to decide which one of those is number 1 and which one's number 2, or maybe which one's number 4 and which one's number 5. And it has to do with a lot of things that go on in your own personal life. So maybe you've given the wife a lot of attention, but haven't given the kids a lot of attention. And right now, and for the near future, the kids might be number 2 and the wife might be number 3. Or the kids might be number 6 and the wife might be number 7. There's no ties. You decide the way your life should be. You using your best judgment in your prefrontal cortex, as we've talked about, that area of the human brain that has judgment about right and wrong, what should be, what could be, the way things ought to be, right? You're using your prefrontal cortex. Only humans have that. Okay. So there's no ties. There's the numbers 1 through 36. And if you have this electronically, you can move it around electronically. That's actually a great way to do it. I have a huge Excel spreadsheet that has these and I move them around. Okay. Once you finish that, you need to take some time to do this. You may look at go through all these and put an X next to the ones that you know are on the bottom third that aren't that important to you, to help sort these out a little bit. And you're going to spend an hour. I kind of recommend spending at least 90 minutes on this. And again, there's no ties. There's number 1 through 36 in the right-hand column about what you believe your future should be. These are the values as you think they should be, 1 through 36, for right now and the future. Now, here's what I do differently than every other therapist in the world. I invented this. I realized after doing this for a number of years that there's another column that doesn't exist that needs to exist. The first column is, how important has this item been in your past? How you're going to figure that out is you're going to look at your behavior for the last year, and you're going to tell me what your real priority has been. Now, over here in the right-hand column, you may have decided that your physical health is number 2 on the list, and that your happiness is number 6. And so you may have decided that way you want it to be is you're not going to eat donuts 4 times a week. Then you're going to look at your behavior in the past year, and you're going to tell me, does your behavior in the past year say that your physical health was number 2? Because the first time that I created this column and physical health was number 2, guess what? In the past year, in actual reality, physical health was about number 16, because I ate a lot of donuts and I didn't exercise as much as I really should have, and I got fat. Now, I'm at that point where I've lost 85 pounds in the last 3 years, so thank you, God. I'm feeling much better than I used to feel, because I actually elevated in reality that physical health thing up to number 2, 3, and put those things like my happiness, leisure time down farther. So the right-hand column, the way you want it to be, the way it should be, the way you think your life ought to be, 1 through 36. The left-hand column, look at your life the way it's really been in the last year, and let those things tell me what's been the most important things in your life. Have you really been elevating physical health? Have you been spending a lot of time making videos hoping that people will follow them for notoriety and fame? And so notoriety and fame was actually up here, when on the right-hand column you said, nah, it's not that important, it should be down here. All right, so there you go. Take a shot at it, and we'll review this individually and in group, however you like. And there you go. Want to get healthy? Follow me. Love you.